Today we are going to be deepening the theme of the gift of myrrh. And I want to just talk a little bit about it before I begin the more formal presentation. The inspiration behind the whole idea of the gift of myrrh is the experience you and I, all of us have, of the cross in our life. So behind this myrrh idea is the whole Crosier spirituality of the cross that we've been living and preaching and sharing with people like you for 800 years. What I'd like to do in this particular presentation, complementing Father Dave's presentation, I would like to help you deepen your Christian vision of the cross. We all have ideas about what the cross is. A lot of it from experience, and it's not so nice. So what we want to do is deepen the Christian vision in what we're doing. And we're doing that so that you can get encouragement for your life. So ultimately, that's what we want to do today. You should leave here feeling encouraged about what you suffer and what you have to suffer in your life. Now, a big idea that we're going to be working with today is this: that with every gift you get, I get, however spectacular the gift is, there's always some disappointment with it. And we're going to be exploring that idea. So no matter how great the gift we receive, there's always some kind of disappointment. That disappointment, that experience of disappointment with getting a gift, is what we're calling myrrh. So the myrrh is the disappointment involved in getting the gift. And we, in our Crosier spirituality, we are saying, and this is now part of the Christian vision, that disappointment in the gift you get is also a gift. Now that's the part of the cross in Christian life that's difficult for us to absorb and to accept, because how is it possible that something disappointing could be a gift when the original gift was supposed to make us happy, healthy, free, whatever it is? You see? So this is the great challenge, isn't it, of the cross, that when God gives you a gift, no matter what it is, just because we're in the human situation, there's always going to be some kind of disappointment in that gift. And that disappointment is itself a gift. What we'll be doing this afternoon together is unwrapping the gift. Unwrapping what God has given us, but also unwrapping the gift of myrrh. What is this gift of disappointment, this gift of suffering, this gift of disillusionment? What is that? How can that all be a gift? I want to unwrap that too. My presentation will largely be interactive with you. So be prepared to, speak up. We're going to do some unwrapping together ultimately of a gift you have received in order to, first of all, discover, at least name the myrrh, and then what to do about it. So there you have it, the gift of myrrh, the unwrapping. So pay attention to because a lot of this is on the PowerPoint. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the significance of myrrh. The meaning of myrrh. Basically, the idea means that life comes through death. That is a revelation to us, that life comes through death. It is, as I said, the spirituality of the cross, and it's the heart of what we call the Crosier spiritual exercises. And this particular retreat is one event in the Crosiers and the companions wanting to share the spirituality of the cross with you. The significance of myrrh. We want to answer the question, not so much why bad things happen to good people, but the question we want to ask is, what good are bad things in the lives of good people? What good are bad things in the lives of good people? Now this involves what we call in Christian terminology the Paschal mystery. And that Paschal mystery is most clearly seen and understood in Jesus dying and rising. So the Paschal mystery, Jesus dying and rising, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the gift of myrrh. Now notice that symbol. You see that's meant to be a stalk. There's a flower somewhere, very beautiful flower, as part of that stalk. But what do you see on the stalk? The thorns. Yeah. There you have a basic symbol of what we're talking about. That stalk is meant to bear a beautiful flower, but there are thorns involved. And our reflection today, this afternoon, is about this experience. The great flower coming with thorns. And all of us have experienced it in our lives. So why do we do this at Christmas time? Because part of the Christmas story is the story of the three kings. There they are. The three kings visit the Christ child. What did they bring with them? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. What's the meaning of these three gifts in the New Testament, in the Scripture, and even in the culture? What's the meaning of them? They are all three gifts of burial for a king. So when a king dies and is to be buried, the gifts will be gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But one of them in particular, the gift of myrrh, we just symbolize that by our little vial there. Myrrh was used to embalm people in the ancient cultures of the Near East and the Middle East. To embalm. So the significance of the kings bringing the burial gifts, and particularly embalming fluid for the child, it was really a powder for the child. What's the meaning of that? What do you think? Pardon? Not just he'll need it later, he's going to get it later. Do you see that? He's going to get it later. Christ Jesus is going to die. Now, you can envision this. You know, we have this lovely, lovely image of the Christmas creche, and the angels singing and the shepherds and the three regal persons coming with their gifts, and it's also glorious and wonderful. But one of the gifts, actually all three, but one in particular, is embalming fluid. Now, you don't give a newborn baby embalming. How would a kid's mother react if at his birth she received a vial of embalming fluid? What do you think?
I'd throw it out.
Yeah, you bet you'd throw it out. What kind of gift is that? What kind of gift is that? But you see, we speak about the three gifts. So somehow these magi were making a gift, not just to the child, but to the world. Saying to the world, there he is. There's the one who will save, but by death. There's the one who will give us the new creation. There's the one who will create the new humanity. There's the one who will renew this whole world and the universe. There's the Savior. But he will die to achieve it. And that's meant to be a gift to believers and non-believers. The gift of understanding, ultimately, the paradox that's shot through the Old Testament and the New, that the joy of the birth of anything good involves some kind of dying. Awful, isn't it? Who needs it? This lady, throw it out. If I had that on a little placard and gave it to her, she'd throw it out. That doesn't make any sense to us. The joy of any kind of birth is tinged, comes with some kind of death. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about the gift of myrrh. Now, of course, the great challenge for all of us when we're given a gift is to accept the whole gift. You and God have been about this many times, I'm sure, many discussions in your life with God about accepting the whole gift. What does that mean? To receive a gift always will imply some kind of change. Some kind of change. Even sometimes some kind of purification. Getting the gift is one thing. Unwrapping the gift is another, and using it is quite another. When we talk about accepting the whole gift, now we're talking about God giving you the gift, whatever that gift might be. All of you can name the gifts you feel you've received from God. They're all very personal. Whatever gift it was. To accept the whole gift means that I'm willing to go through the passage of myself before the gift was given me and myself after the gift was given me. So that gift from God, whatever gift it is meant to bring you from a kind of before self to an after self. We're going to see a lot of this in your own experience. So gift, and all gifts ultimately, want to make me different than before I had the gift. So they want to make me happier. Think about Christmas. Think about kids. You get gifts. Gifts to kids are meant to make them happier after they get the gift rather than the way they were before. Right? Same thing with things like I'm given the gift of health. So it's if I was unhealthy, then I get the gift of health. That you see, I'm different. It's supposed to make a difference between the before me and the after me. Could be a gift that makes me more capable of something. Could be something better for my life. But there's always a cost. That's the hard part for us. There's always the myrrh. Even though that gift is supposed to make me happier, better off, healthier, more at peace, whatever it is, accepting the gift means that there's a cost. So, I depicted that, maybe we should go back to that just to make sure we got that. There's, you see the almost ecstasy there, but there's fire there. So getting to ecstasy will always involve some kind of change. And what you're doing in the Paschal mystery and the experience of accepting the whole gift is that there's a passage to go through to get the full benefit of the gift. You got to go through a passage. We're going to be talking about that. That's what we're talking about today, accepting the gift of myrrh. And this reminds us, doesn't it, of the passage of Israel through the Red Sea into the Promised Land, and Jesus' passage from death to life. But what's supposed to happen to us in the end is that we're to be different, better, renewed, lifted up. That's resurrection. So you see what happens is that I'm given a gift by God, wonderful gift. It brings the challenge of moving from where I am to where I can and should be. And that if I make that passage, wow, something great. Now you can't accept a gift from God and not accept the whole gift. So what we like to do now is to talk about the dynamics of unwrapping the gift. So what's it like getting a gift and having to unwrap it and discover it and deal with it? Either by celebration or whatever. One of the first things about a gift is the attraction. So, you know, just put a gift in front of a kid at Christmas time. There's an attraction there. And my question to you is, why is someone attracted to a gift? Any ideas? Why? Yes.
It's shiny, it's glittery.
Shiny, glittery. Okay, what else?
Unknown.
Yes? It's unknown, it's mysterious, okay?
Anticipation.
There's anticipation of something good, I assume, right? Yes. Any other?
TV commercials. About me.
Somebody cares about me. Wow! And we're going to see how much when we open it. Right? So the gift that's presented is attractive because it's thought to be something good. Isn't that why we're attracted to the gifts? No matter what it is, there it is. It's wow. And we think it's not going to be bad. If you knew that gift, once you opened the box, would shoot you to death, you wouldn't open it. Because you're not expecting that. You're expecting it to be good. So that's one of the first things about unwrapping the gift is the attraction. Now, getting the gift unwrapped requires effort, doesn't it? Have any of you ever struggled to open a gift?
Yes.
It's embarrassing sometimes, isn't it? Everyone's at your party and they're expecting you can't get it. You got to get scissors and knives and whatever else you got to do to get the thing opened. Well, see, that's the big unwrapping the gift. The first experience of myrrh happens in the unwrapping of the gift. There's effort to get it open, to see it. So, why is the effort of unwrapping the gift a kind of myrrh? What would you say? Why is it that there's a certain kind of, why does it have to be this way kind of thing? Yes?
Once you take the wrapping, especially if the wrapping is disintegrating. It's in pieces.
Yeah, so already there's something destroyed about its beauty, isn't there? Yes, Jim?
You have to surrender.
You have to surrender. Which means what, Jim?
You have to lose a part of yourself in order to accomplish.
Yeah. So you may just have, this may be the last breath you're breathing and somebody gives you a gift and you have to use it to unwrap. Well, if it's the last breath, you're probably not going to see the gift. You know what I mean? There's always, yeah. So there's in the effort of getting that gift open. As you can see here, it's a wonderful gift. But it takes effort to get the gift open. And of course, look what happens once you get it. Yeah, we all know that, don't we, from Christmas morning. That's the beginning of myrrh. That wonderful gift that you think is going to be so good, the first kind of bad thing about it is you got to get it unwrapped, and that takes effort. And sometimes it takes a lot of effort. We'll talk about it. Well, the enjoying of the gift also has challenges of myrrh in it. There's always some kind of pain, however small, slight. There's always some kind of pain in enjoying the gift. Why do we assume that a gift will not cause us suffering? Why do we assume that? Any ideas?
That's not what we think of as a gift.
That's right. Gift is supposed to be, supposed to be 100% great, isn't it? So this whole idea that maybe this gift is going to cost me something, and I never expected that. Just didn't. I thought this was going to be great. We're going to talk about some of those experiences. You're going to be talking about them. Now, let's one of the myths, Myrrhs, of connected with getting this gift unwrapped and beginning to enjoy it is the myrrh of delayed satisfaction. So oftentimes when you open the gift, you can't use it right away. What might be some of the reasons why you can't use a gift right away? What might you have to do with it? One at a time. What? Needs batteries. Assembly. Just using it.
Reading directions.
You see, so it's like, this is a wonderful gift. You get a Kindle Fire. Yeah. It's wonderful, and you know everything it'll do. But you gotta charge it. You gotta use the user's manual to figure out what buttons to push. I mean, there's delayed satisfaction, and oftentimes with a gift, there's disappointment in that. Like a little kid who sees that little gift and can't make it work. You know, many times in our life we receive gifts from God that we can't make work right away, and it's part of the suffering of the gift. So there you see this poor fellow. Yeah, doesn't he look like he's waiting for something? You know, kind of delayed satisfaction. So some of you have probably received gifts of people who do this are not nice. They give you a nice big box and you open it, and there's another box inside. And then see, that's delayed satisfaction. Now there's something painful about that. Now, of course, with one little gift, but if this happens all your life, after a while, when am I supposed to be great and happy and peaceful, you see? There, someone mentioned the myrrh of assemblage. So, you know, if there's delayed satisfaction in being able to use the gift, to enjoy the gift, one of those reasons might be that you have to put it together. And there you can see how sometimes that can be pretty complicated. Got to put it together. Now, why is that a bit of myrrh. Why is that? Like, I have to be. This is not very pleasant. This is not. Why isn't that gift ready? What is it about having you put something together? It's already a little bit of the disappointment.
More effort.
Pardon?
More effort.
More effort. Yes. Impatience.
Frustration for the directions not like getting.
Yes. Or you got to consult the internet. Now you see, sometimes when we get a gift, it's not put together. We've got to put it together. We're going to talk about some of those gifts in your life. How about that? The gift of the test run. That poor fellow. Look at him just go every which way trying to get it together. Sometimes part of the suffering involved in the gift, part of the myrrh, part of the disappointment, is that we have to try it out. It doesn't quite work yet. So I thought being married to you was going to be a great experience. But there's lots of tests running on that, isn't there? So, see what I mean? That sometimes when you're given a gift, part of the suffering in getting the gift, well, thank you very much for this wonderful gift, but I got to not only figure out how it works, I've got to make it work. And it might take several tries. So do you see what I'm talking about now? The gift is wonderful, but boy, right off the bat, there are challenges and disappointments and efforts. There's cost with that gift. Every gift, in some way or other. Now, making the gift part of my life. Finally, there she is. Wonderful. She loves it. But, on the other hand, no. Now, sometimes we get gifts and we're delighted with it, opened and even all put together. We're just so happy, like this little girl. And then there are other times with gifts where we just as soon we wouldn't have gotten it. And all of us have experiences like that in our life. And that is really myrrh. Having to make up your mind, am I going to use this gift or not? Am I going to put it on or put it in the closet? Am I going to eat it or throw it away? Am I going to ride it or park it in the garage? We're all faced with that. And that's myrrh. I mean, why wouldn't you just want to jump on that bike and go? Why wouldn't you just want to put that wonderful taste in your mouth and eat? Why would you? But sometimes, for one reason or another, we don't want to do that. We can't make the gift a part of our life. And that can be very painful. Very painful. So the decision to use the gift can also be a moment of suffering for us. And then finally, you have the myrrh of disappointment and return. Open the gift. Oh my God. Now this is that cross thing. You open the gift and you see, uh-oh, this is going to be the cross in my life. So you may be, because of your disappointment, you may just take the gift back. Give it back. So tell me, what feelings have you had when you've had to take the gift back or give the gift back? What kind of feelings do you have when you have to do that? Guilt? Yes. Sadness, yeah.
cheated out of something.
Getting cheated.
Sometimes good.
Sometimes good. I'm glad you said sometimes, because that's the Myrrh part.
Frustration.
Frustration. How about anger? Why did you get me something like, you know? How many of you have gone back to Macy's or whatever and say, I wouldn't wear it. So you give it back, you know. So I think part of this whole business of the unwrapping of the gift, you know, right from the start, the effort it takes to get it out of the box, the effort it takes to get it together, to make it work. Ultimately, you see it for what it is, and you say, I don't want this. And how many times have you and I done that with God? The gift comes, we open it, and I don't want that gift. I don't want that myrrh. Sorry. Take it back. But there's always the somebody behind the gift. Isn't there? This is also part of, you know, gift. If only she didn't give it to me, and now I have to find a way to get it, put it away so she doesn't know, or I have to give it back, or you know, there's always somebody behind the gift. And the somebody behind the gift is the person who is given it. And that person has feelings. That person had an idea for you. That person wanted to make you happy. So what I'm trying to create for you is a deeper look at getting a gift, being disappointed in the gift, and having to deal with that suffering. Because that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the spirituality of the cross. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about the gift of myrrh.